Hey babies, I'm excited about this book because who doesn't love a fart story? When I was in college, I used to have a friend that would send me fart cards. And I, of course, would send her fart cards too because farts are just funny. It's a natural body function. If you don't fart, you got real problems. Now, how bad they smell, that's between you and your digestive system and what you've been eating. But the average number of farts per day is 14. And don't tell me you don't fart 14 times a day because sometimes we fart at night. I can remember my granddaddy farting in his sleep, and we all thought that was real funny. So anyway, we're going to look at Taylor the Tooting Turkey. Is that onomatopoeia? Oh, this book belongs to me. Isn't he cute? He's like this. Hey, Taylor. Taylor the Tooting Turkey. So is he just jumping around, or is that a fart? I don't know. There's no words. He's just jumping around, living his best life, having a good old time. Taylor the Tooting Turkey. Oh, I'm not reproducing the book. I'm just reading it, and maybe it'll get you some sales. Okay. Hi, I'm Taylor. People call me Taylor the Tootin' Turkey. I'm not sure why everyone toots. Everyone does. Oh, I bet those stink. That looks pretty. I bet he's got a lot of roughage in his diet. Yeah, he likes that. Look at that face. Tooting is so common that there are different kinds of toots. In fact, there are so many I'd have to explain them all to you, or you just wouldn't believe me. Well, explain them to us, Taylor. We want to know. The silent killer. The deadly but silent killer. We used to call them silent but deadly. This is deadly but silent. Same thing, second verse. This one comes out so fast and quiet with no sound whatsoever, yet stinks more than all other toots. It's the kind of toot where if done in public, you're so glad it's silent. If you accidentally get a whiff of your own fatal toot, you feel embarrassed, even though no one will ever really know it was you. Hey, Hartley, I see you. I see you. Oh my, who let it rip? Sneaky, sneaky. That's why you need a cat in your classroom, because you can always say, oh, kitty, kitty, go cover that up. All right, the classic loud scream. This happens when your stomach makes the weirdest, loudest sound. You can feel the gas moving in your stomach, trying to find its way out, while your stomach has that uneasy feeling. Mimzie doesn't have a gallbladder. I know all about these feelings. Then the glorious moment when you can toot it out loud and proud. You get a feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment. Look at that cow. She knows exactly what we're talking about over here. Total liberation. Oh, he looks relieved. The slow and easy. That can be real scary. I don't know about y'all. This toot only happens with other people. You don't want to alert others about your toot or stink the entire place, so you try to keep it low-key by letting it out slow and easy. That's the one that goes like, it really causes more people to look at you. By subtly releasing the toot, you feel good about successfully releasing your toot in public without anyone realizing. Who just tooted? Oh my gosh, it stinks. Ooh, not me, gross. I can totally smell it too. You know the smeller's the feller. The false alarm. This is not a satisfying toot. The false alarm toot is the kind when you thought you needed to take a poop, so you run for the bathroom only to realize that you didn't need to poop. You just needed to toot. There's a difference between a poop and a toot. It was just a toot in disguise. Darn it. Here I sat all broken-hearted, tried to poop, but only farted. Had to clean that one up for you. The laughing toot. Oh, this one's Mimzie's nemesis. This is probably the most embarrassing toot of all toots. You are talking with a friend, laughing when a toot escapes your butt, and it's not a quiet one either, or teaching in front of your whole class. So now you're stuck with an awkward need to laugh it off and hope that no one will remember when you accidentally tooted ever. I'm going to tell you what, you fart in front of a room of 7th graders and nobody's ever going to forget that. And I'm going to tell you what, that goes. I remember when I was in the 4th grade, this cat named Steve Odom, he farted on the first day of school in front of Miss Stokes' class in social study at Kennedy Elementary in Texarkana, Texas, and I still remember that, and I'm 56 years old. So that's been a minute. Steve Odom, I see you. I remember that fart. It was long and drawn out, and you were a big boy. I remember that. All right, here we go. the exercising toot. This one happens when you're well exercising. It's the toot that slowly escapes with every step you take, like the slow release of a balloon. In order to not let it all go, you might intentionally exercise slower. Why do I resemble this one? Ew, did you just toot? Silently, he's judging. That little frog is judging. And he's got nerve. Do you know last night I picked up a toad to show my grandbaby, and she was patting at it, and that thing, it didn't just tinkle on it, it like blue tinkled out. I mean, like it blew, like a big old splurge of wet. It was not an attractive moment for myself or my granddaughter. The bathtub toot. Oh, these are the funnest ones ever of all time. Y'all remember that commercial with the little Asian kids all lined up in the bathtub together, and you hear boom, 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 boom. Then all of a sudden you've got one little kid all by himself and all the other 20 little kids on the other end of the bathtub. That was a good commercial. That's the bathtub toot. This is the only toot you can see. You don't actually see the toot, but what you see is bubbles. The bathtub toot can be either single or multiple bubbles, depending on how big the toot is. Y'all, you know dogs will fart in the bathtub too? I've seen it. Or in the river. I can be floating in the river with one of my critters, and every now and then you see boo, 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 coming from their bobo hunk of stove. So, yeah, dogs fart in the water too. Look at him. These are good pictures. I like these pictures. Who did these pictures? Don't tell me these are AI pictures. They might be. Let's see. It doesn't tell me who. Does it tell me? Humor Heals. So I don't have anybody to give credit to or steal credit from. This is not my book, and I do not have permission to read it. The crowd toot got its name by its very potent odor, strong enough to make quite a few people look around. The trick here is not to identify the toot, but the tooter. This is almost impossible unless the tooter panics and starts a fit of coughing or starts staring at the ceiling or the sky as though something up there fascinates him, in which case he is the one. Super common. Do you smell that? Who cut the cheese? Everybody's looking, playing along with it. You can't look suspicious, God. If you let that one out, you just got to play it cool and say, yeah, I smell that. That's nasty. Who did that? Who did that? Okay. So you see, you may have experienced one or more of these kinds of toots, which makes you a tootin' turkey too. Ooh, we got a different color there. Aqua toots. That's fancy. I wonder what he'd been eating. Did he find him some aqua worms? Toots are healthy for you. If you don't believe me, just ask my friend, Frank the farting flamingo. Did you know that flamingos are pink because they eat pink crustaceans and it turns them pink? When baby flamingos are born, they're not actually pink at all. Farting is so common that there are different kinds of farts. That's Frank, he said that. Look at him doing the splits and farting too. Frank, you're a weird guy. All right, that's the end. Let me show you the fun pictures though. You know what, with all this farting going on, maybe we do need an astronaut helmet. I know sometimes in Mimzie's 7th grade classroom, it gets ferocious in here, and I have to turn my fan on. And I have to be careful about my personal self because I don't have a cat litter box in here anymore, so I would have to own it if I did it. Anyway, I just love fart stories. And if it grosses you out, I don't even care because I love it. And you think if I'm a weirdo because I love farts and talking about farts, I don't even care about that either because I'm just here for a good time. All right, guys, Mimzie loves you.